Well, well, well. Long time no see. I think I have a flat tire. Or at least something in the tire that's going flop, 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 flop when I drive, because I definitely hear something. But I have myself a 25 minute drive home. And I recorded a short video yesterday while in the middle of work, but all of that one probably posted sometime today. And so instead I decided, like, screw it, I'll start recording a video on my way home. Like, when my phone was completely dead, it was at 93% when I just pulled up the camera, because I've been charging it, but, excuse me, pardon my French, but, yeah, she's a little bit on the dead side of things, or she was a little bit on the dead side of things, so I'd have her plugged in, but I now officially can tell you that I officially am not a huge fan of delivering all night and closing the shop, because there's a lot of extra bullshit you gotta do when you close. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm lazy, like I'm like, I gotta wash the dishes and stuff like that, but it's just like, I don't know. When you get a job that's, you know, delivering pizzas, and that's what you kind of tell yourself you're gonna do. You're like, all right, I'm gonna spend my night fucking driving everywhere, which, don't get me wrong, I fucking did. Made $110 last night in just tips. And that was Saturday night. Now I work all night tonight, which I only work 6 hours tonight. 6.5 hours, because they're only open till 12, and I gotta be in at 5:30 instead of 5. So yeah, it was just gonna be an hour and a half shorter than normal. It's better not have a flat tire, right? But I don't know. It's one of those things where you're like, you know, I like the job. You get paid good money, you know, and you get to drive around a lot. So I mean, if you enjoy driving around, then, you know, it's definitely a good job, you know, for doing stuff like that. But I mean, obviously, after my first 8-hour shift of doing it, now my car, you know, my truck, it's already had issues with it, like front end issues and things like that. She's making so much more noises now just because of the last night's driving around than she's ever made. So I mean, like, definitely tell that just after a couple days of driving her around like that, I've already beat the shit out of the front end of this truck, because it's already bad and needs replaced. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's, you know, it's not great. It's still drivable though, you know, so that's why I've been driving on it anyways. But now that I'm putting all this like short, like forward, reverse, going into a shitty driveway, backing out of a shitty driveway, things like that, you know, it's just like it beats up the fucking truck really bad. On top of, when I started my shift last night, I had just under 3/4 of a tank of gas. And when I went and got gas at 2 in the morning, when I got off of work, I was under 1/4 of a tank. So I had burned through at least half a tank of gas just driving around delivering pizzas. And so, you know, obviously I went to the gas station and I filled it all the way back up. So now I'm at full again. But, well, I was at full. It's like a 20-minute drive to my uncle's house, 25-minute drive to my uncle's house. So my truck eats a little bit of gas up doing that. I'd say it probably eats like what would be a 16th of my tank, which doesn't sound like a lot, I know, but, you know, it's the fact of like an entire 1/8 tank of gas disappears in the trip there and back, and it's like, wow, that's actually a lot more gas than you think you would have to spend making a 25-minute trip. But I gotta check my schedule when I get home, because I need to write it down so both my mother knows, and then I don't have to worry about the fact of it's on my phone. I just took pictures of the schedule. But I believe I'm off on Monday, which is great because, tomorrow, today's Sunday, because of the fact that I have not live streamed since I started working, because the only night that I had off that I was available to work, I ended up having like a mini party with my friends at my house. They had a fire. I drank because I enjoy drinking, and Rachel couldn't because Mike made her drive the truck, so she couldn't drink. But yeah, so I mean, it was a good night, but I got pretty wasted off of Coke and whiskey, and then I mixed whiskey with Mountain Dew. And yes, if you're wondering, that sounds gross. It does sound gross, and I will admit it wasn't the most tastiest thing in the world, but it got me drunk, and that's what I needed to do. So, yeah, this is random, but this right here, these are all the sales I made for delivering. Every single one of these is like a little individual sticker, and it tells you the address of the house, and then like any notes that are on it. So they'll say things like, you know, please leave on porch or something like that kind of thing. But we're not doing social distancing bullshit anymore, so I can't just leave it on the porch for anybody. And but all of these that I have that I just showed you, those were all deliveries I made before 10 o'clock. And then from 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, I had a whole bunch more deliveries, but the only reason I didn't rip the stickers off and then place them on the in a row like I had is because I was so behind on deliveries. From 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, I was the only delivery guy. So I was fucking running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to fucking make sure that I got the deliveries out in a timely manner. And people are allowed to order all the way until the moment we close. So of course, the last fucking 10 minutes that we were open, you know, we had fucking 4 people place orders online the last 10 minutes we were open. So then we have to wait even longer until 1 o'clock comes around, and I have to wait for food to get done. Then the food gets done, and then I get to fucking throw it in my car and go deliver it. And so then after I deliver it and get back, I still had dishes I had to wash. So then I got to wash the dishes. And when I was done with that, I got to do my tickets, which my tickets are just pretty much receipts. I just keep the receipts from taking the food out. You mark down how much you made with tips and everything, and then at the end of the night you have to figure out whether you owe the company money or if they owe you money, which I know sounds strange, because even when I first heard it, I was like, why would I owe the company money? But it's like, I had 3 deliveries last night that were in cash, and the rest were all in card. So obviously the money that I made from the card has to be given to me, because obviously it got put into the computer base. So whenever it comes down to like actually physically needing it, like at the end of the night, they'd have to, you know, open the register and give me the money. Well, the way it works out is they go, okay, well, you made 3 deliveries that were all in cash, and that cash that I got from those 3 deliveries gave me like, I don't even remember, probably say like $80 in cash deliveries. And so at $80, and then I put all the money in there, and then the company's like, oh no, we still owe you $28, so that way it would give me $108 total. So they only had to pay me $28, and then instead of giving them the money of those cash transactions that I did, all I have to do is give them, or I don't have to give them that money, because like at the end of the night, you know, if they had to tip me, if I made $108 in tips, like, I mean, I did make $108 in tips, but if I make $108 in tips, but I've got $80 worth of cash payments that I already made, that we did, then instead of giving them that $80 to them to then have them hand me back $108, I just keep that $80 in my pocket, and then they pay me an extra 28 bucks out of the register to pay for those tips that I need to equal out to what I made, and then it's done. So sometimes it works. The very first night I worked, I had so many cash like purchases that by the time that the evening was over, I actually owed them like 20 bucks or so, and which is fine. I mean, like I said, it seems like it's a hard thing to even really truly explain, unless you've ever actually worked with pizzas and delivered them and stuff. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's like once you start doing it and you realize like how much it makes sense, you're like, wow, that's actually a really smart way of doing it. Like, you know, so that's how they do it. But so I had to cash out at the end of the night and figure out whether I owed them money or they owed me money. But being as I made over $100 in tips, I knew for a fact that they were going to owe me money, and then they did. So then they paid me an extra $28. Feel like a goddamn stripper. I got $47 in my wallet right now. I mean, I have a little bit more than $47 in my wallet right now, but I have $47 in my wallet right now. That's all just in ones, because you know, a lot of people, when they pay in cash, they pay in fucking dollars. So like for instance, I had this guy who bought $25 worth of pizza, and he paid me in $25 in ones, and as much as I would have loved to be able to give up those ones, since those were my tips, obviously, I got to keep all $25 in ones. Plus then what everybody else obviously pays. That's how it adds up, but there's 3 drivers total. A guy named Keith, which is actually the guy who got me the job, which I don't know him, he just was on Facebook talking about it, and I reached out to him, and so he hooked me up with a job that way. But so there's Keith, then there's a new guy, Brian, which Brian's only worked for Brian's only worked for like 4 days more than I have, so he's still new, but he's obviously has a little bit more under his belt. He knows a little bit more what he's doing than I do. So then obviously me. So there's the 3 of us, and we're all delivery guys. Well, then of course Keith decides right after us new guys start working that now he's having family problems, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they don't happen or that it's not true, but it's one of those things where it just seems really ironic that he's the sole worker. He's been working his ass off for literally like a month and a half, where it's just been just him working, so he's the only delivery driver for the last, you know, fucking month and a half. And then the moment that some other new, you know, guys come around, they can start delivering pizzas. Now he has an entire week and a half off due to family issues. So it's like, I felt it was probably more or less one of those things where he's like, I'm going to take myself a mini vacation because now there's other guys that can do my job. But so because of that, I'll be honest with you, I think I got a flat tire. I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong about this in the past. I've assumed I had a flat tire before and I didn't, but my truck is wobbling really bad right now, and it's not like a wobble like there's a tire that's not straight or something like that. Like it's a wobble, like it's the tire's flat, and so it's like bouncing. But it's not bouncing in the sense of where I would say like it's like flat, like it's one of those things where it's going flat kind of thing. So obviously I don't know until I get out of the car and look at it, but it feels awkward. So but yeah, so because of him not being here, and today being the first day of the like week and a half he's gonna have off, I have to cover his shift today. So that's why I have to work from 5:30 to 12, and then like I said, I have Monday off, and I'm pretty sure then, not sure if it's Tuesday I work, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I work. I have Friday off, and then I work Saturday, and I'm not sure about Sunday. But I have Father's Day weekend off because Mike, me, and Rachel all plan on going down south again, so I preemptively took those days off. Kind of used as leverage, not to be like a complete dick or asshole to somebody, but you know, I was just like, hey, but I was like, hey, he's like, can you work on Sunday or tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I could work tomorrow. And I was like, but hey, could I have Father's Day weekend off? I told him I had plans with my dad, which is a lie, but you know, it's what I had to do. So I got Father's Day weekend off, but I'm actually home already, so I got a lot of stuff I got to do before I got to go to work. So I'm going to end this video now, but I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, a like would be much appreciated. If you're already part of the channel, you can share the video and show other people how exciting it is to watch these kind of videos instead of watching me vlog all the time, or stream all the time, which I haven't been doing because of work, whatever. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and help us get up to our 500 subscriber count that we're slowly trying so hard to get to. I gotta go let my dog out and let her run around outside for a little bit before I leave. It's only 4 o'clock, well, it's 10 minutes till 4, and I have only an hour and a half until I gotta be there, so I definitely want to sit down and do a bit of nothing before leaving, you know. So I love you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later.